Hello, welcome to the Brew Corner again. Just before I start, I may have to make some cuts in the video because there's some workmen in next door's garden. They've got electric drills and you just won't be able to hear me. They're really noisy. But there are periods where they're very quiet. So hopefully I can get this done in one take, but there may just be some cuts in it when it gets too noisy. Okay, with that out of the way, today I'm tasting the brew that you saw me make on Thursday. So it's the inaugural brew in the brew kettle. Just a very simple dry malt extract beer, basically. It used Columbus as the bittering hop, 15 grams, because it was 5.8% alpha acids. And that was boiled for 1 hour, and then there was some Galaxy that I put in 50 grams as an aroma hop when I turned the heat down, well, turned it off completely, and they were steeped for 15 minutes. I used a Kvike yeast, hence I can drink it now, and it should be ready now for taste testing. The bottle isn't as firm as I would like, so I'm going to use a nucleated glass just to help it along. But I'm thinking about another 6 hours and that will be really firm because Kvike just, carbonates very quickly. Okay, let's open this up and see what it tastes like. Well, there's an ice hiss there and there's some CO2 smoke. Yep, it's been chilled. So yes, it's not yet fully carved, but it looks okay. Lovely colour, beautiful colour. The amber malt there, or the medium dry malt that I put in, gives it this nice dark amber colour. Okay, aroma. You're getting that tropical fruit from the Galaxy, and a nice malty aroma as well. Okay, dive in. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. Just goes to show a really simple recipe, a really simple method produces a great beer. When that's actually finished carving, well, I tried one before, just before making this video, and I didn't chill it as long. So this has been in the freezer chilling for about 45 minutes. The other one was just about 20, and it had a nice finger of head. And yeah, beautiful. Although you are still getting the lacing, so that's nice. It's not as malty as I would have thought. I based this recipe on the one I developed for the wild yeast pale ale, which I reviewed, and that had a beautiful, lovely toffiness to it. This doesn't, which feeds into this thought that I've had for a while now. Are we boiling off flavours? Because the wild yeast pale ale, it was the same ratio of medium malt to pale malt, but I only boiled it for half an hour. This has had a full hour boil. Although then again, no, I only boiled the amber actually for 15 minutes. So maybe it's because I use a different supplier and their medium malt is different from Munton's, which I use for the wild yeast. That could contribute as well, just a different maltster. But it's still a nice beer. It's because I didn't use any flavour hops. It's mostly malt and bitter. It's like a traditional English pub beer, basically, what we call a bitter. Malt forward with some bitterness at the back end, and the bitterness is really nicely balanced. That was 15 grams of Columbus, and that was about right. But the malt I'm getting is more biscuity, like from the pale malt, and there's just a hint of the caramel toffee from the amber or medium malt. That's a tasty beer. Again, you know, just a very simple recipe. It's amazing what you can do. Some dry malt, some hops, boil it all together, and this is what you get. And if you use Kvike yeast, you can drink it in about 6 days. Today is the 6th day, so it's Saturday today. I brewed this on Monday. I think the problem was is that I should have bottled on Thursday, but I was lazy and I left it till Friday. And when with Kvike yeast, it's very quick at fermenting, but it's also very quick at what's called flocculating, and it will clump together and drop out suspension very quickly, which means when you bottle, there might not be the same amount of yeast going into the bottles. Hence, it takes a little bit longer to actually carbonate. So I did it on Friday. Today is lunchtime on Saturday. That's probably why I left it a day too long. It should have been bottled on Thursday, but it'll still carbonate. It will just take perhaps an extra half a day, which, you know, considering it usually takes a week or two with a normal ale yeast, that's still damn fast. Yeah, if you're a home brewer, give this, you're a kit brewer especially, give this dry malt extract method a go. It's easy, it's cheap, and it produces great beer. That's commercial quality. You won't think that that was a homebrew. It doesn't have any homebrew flavour. That's really nice. I'm enjoying that. Right, update on what else is going to happen in the next few weeks. I've got on Thursday a special review. Oh, just wait there a second. I was able to find a supplier of the Australian Stone and Wood Pacific Ale. And if you remember, I did Morgan's. They're an Australian company that make homebrew kits. I made their clone of this beer, and it's ready for drinking. So I'm going to do a side-by-side taste test of the Morgan's Stone and Wood Pacific Ale clone and the actual real deal. I didn't know you could get these in the UK. In fact, I only found out last Tuesday, just a few days ago. And so I thought, right, buy 6 of them, because it is a bit expensive, to be honest. For a 330ml bottle, it's quite expensive. Import duties probably, and the fact that it's alcohol. But yeah, I thought I've got to buy some, and then I'll do a side-by-side taste test. So that's coming up on Thursday. That'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to that one. But I've also got some wines that I'm making. I'm currently just brewing a semolina wine, which is meant to be great, fantastic. I did try making one before, but it got infected. But I'm putting another one on because the recipe comes from a YouTube channel called Happy Homestead, and he makes loads of wines, country wines, and often using very quirky ingredients. And one of them is the semolina wine, but he did a taste test, and it's just meant to be amazing. Very grapey, actually. He said it could be mistaken for a grape wine, so I'm going to try. I've started brewing it today. I'm also going to be filming myself making some cider. That's C-Y-S-E-R. And basically it's an apple mead. But what I'm actually going to do is spice it as well. If you remember, I made a spice mead. In fact, I've got it just off camera. It's in the demijohn. and it tastes really nice. The spices aren't overpowering at all. They're just there next to the honey. Beautiful. So I'm going to use that same spice mix in my apple mead or cider, and I'll have a spiced apple mead, spice cider. And these are all things I'm preparing now, of course, for late autumn, Christmas, that sort of time. So I've got that coming up. And beer-wise, next week I'll be bottling a Morgan's Old. This is like a dark beer, and I made it with the extra fermentables was a tin of Cooper's Amber malt extract. So you've got the Old, which is a dark beer, and it's probably like an aged beer, I would think, calling it Old. So it's got fruity characteristics, and then you've got the sweetness of the amber. It's only been in the fermenter for about a week, but I've taken a little taste test, and already it tastes fantastic. Now, I've fermented this using the US-05, but now I've taken a taste test, I really think I should have used a Belle Saison, a Saison yeast, that Belgian flavours. That would have just married with those fruits flavours and the toffiness from the amber malt just wonderfully. So I'm brewing it now. I'll be bottling it next week. Give it another week and I'll do a taste test. But I'll definitely be making it again with the thought of late autumn, early winter. It will make a fantastic beer, seasonal beer. But I'll be brewing it with a Saison yeast, and I'll film myself doing that as well. So there's still lots of things coming up. I hope you have a great day. I hope you had a great weekend. I'm going to sit here and finish off this beer, and then we have to go out. It's ice hockey tonight. The ice hockey season started last week, and we're off to the ice arena to watch Blackburn Hawks. I forget who they're playing now, but we always enjoy that. And thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye for now.